Hey everyone, welcome to the Week in Review Live with Lady D. Sorry about the me being late. Of course, I did all my testing beforehand, and right before I go on, the audio and video wasn't really linking. So I tried different microphones, so hopefully this is working. I think I have this microphone working. This should be working, okay? I hope it's linking up. I'm really trying because it drove me crazy. I don't know about you, but it drove me crazy. Sometimes, I don't watch all of my shows, but I like to watch some of it to get, take notes and say that worked and that didn't, and wow. So let me know if you can hear me all right and if it's linking up. And yeah. All right, so I'm sorry about that. And wow, we have quite the week. Trump drops the hammer at Davos. And yeah, he kicked ass and took names. And it is colder than a witch's tit here south of Boston. It's colder than a witch's tit, or it's colder than a well digger's arse. It's like, I don't know, what is it? 12 degrees here? Oh yeah, 12 degrees Fahrenheit. 12 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm glad that my audio and video is finally syncing. I did all kinds of research, so I'm glad that you can hear me. The audio and video is syncing. Yay! I love it. I love it. All right, folks, we have a few announcements, and then we're going to get to the show. First of all, this show is brought to you by FAFO. Fuck around and find out.
You fucker! You laughed, you mocked, you shut us down. Called us names, tried to run us out. You pushed too hard, took too much. Now you're the ones who've lost their touch. You rigged the game, you changed the rules. Gaslit the world, played us for fools. But tides have turned, the storm is near. Cry all you want, we're still here. Faithful, fuck around and find out. You tried to rule, but your time ran out. Faithful, the silent won't stay quiet now. We're taking back what you burned to the ground. Censorship, lockdowns, all your control. Built your throne on a house of gold. Now you panic, now you cry. Tears don't work, truth don't lie. The games are done, the mask fell off. No more lies, we've had enough. You played with fire, now taste the flame. This time, we're naming names.
FAFO. That's my favorite new video. That was my favorite video. And yes, you don't want to FAFO with me, all you trolls. You know what happens. You will fuck around and you will find out. You don't want to FAFO with me. So, folks, welcome to the show again. That is the official music video of the my channel. Is the FAFO, fuck around and find out. I absolutely love that. If anyone wants to find that video, it's on X. You can play it. There is no copyright issues. If I try to play anything else, they'll do copyright issues. I just have some few announcements, and then we're going to get to the show. If you noticed, I changed my intro a little bit. I have a few pictures of a beautiful Irishman that I added in, if you noticed. Folks, my website is down right now. It is in the process of it's under construction. I'm reverbing it. So if anyone wants to purchase any readings for me, any email readings, my 30-minute, my 1-hour readings, any of my sessions, below in the description of this video is a link to my Buy Me a Coffee page. Now, people have gotten confused. When you go to my Buy Me a Coffee page, this is my main page. You see up here where it says shop. You go to shop, and then all of my various offerings, my 1-question email, 1-hour tarot, 30-minute tarot, 1-hour soul therapy session, and all of my, these are for the when I do my psychic lives. I'll probably do a psychic live this Friday. I do one every other. All of my offerings are on my Buy Me a Coffee page, all right? So easy peasy. So, like again, you go to the home page. That's the home. You just up here, you go to shop. And easy peasy. That's how you purchase a reading with me in the interim while my website is under construction. Oh, you like my cross? Thank you. I don't know where, I think I got it on Amazon, but thank you. Thank you, folks. And folks, all right, I'm not wearing my eyelashes and I didn't get plastic surgery. People thought that I got plastic surgery. I'd like to know where the downtime was. Usually when you get plastic surgery, you have like a few months of recuperation and healing, and you have your face in a bandage. I'd like to know how I got plastic surgery when you've seen me every fucking week. Oh, come on, people. What are you thinking? Really, what are you thinking? There is no plastic surgery. It's called lighting and makeup and a new camera and lighting. You'll be amazed. If, like I said before, if anyone knows anything about showbiz or being on camera, lighting is your friend. Lighting could be your friend or your enemy. Okay? All right, folks. What else do I get going on? Okay, so before we get to the show, I just want to tell a little story. I had a run-in. Was it yesterday? Yes, yesterday. What's today? I'm in time warp. Yesterday was Friday. Yes, I had a run-in with some fucktard, libtard protesters here south of Boston. I live south of Boston, okay, on the South Shore. I'm not going to say exactly where because I have pervy men sometimes try to look me up. But I was in my car on my way to the grocery store, and I'm going around the little rotary, and what do I see? A bunch of fossils with anti-Trump and anti-I signs. And I call them fossils because they all had silver hair, and they look like they just came from the nursing home. Okay? It looked like someone went into the local nursing home and said, I'll give you $5. Here's a sign, come and protest. So, of course, being the spicy meatball that I am, being the loudmouth bitch who can't, I couldn't stay long because I didn't want to impede traffic. But of course, I knew exactly what they were protesting, but I acted dumb. So I went up and rolled down my window. I said, hey, what are you protesting? The president. For or against? Against, why? Because ICE, we're against ICE. And I said, oh, really? You're against ICE? Isn't that strange? So it was okay for Barack Obama to deport 4 million, but it's not okay for Trump? That's not what we're talking about. That's not the point. I said, well, what the fuck is the point? And she said, it's because they militarized our cities. I said, well, Trump wouldn't have had to militarize our cities, fucktard, if it wasn't for assholes just like you that like to impede ICE raids. We've had immigration laws for hundreds of years. Every president enforced the border. In fact, Tom Homan, who you think is Hitler now, got an award from President Obama. But that was okay, right? You fucking hypocrite. And then someone came up to me and she left. She's like, so she turned around because she didn't have anything to say. Then some other fucktard came up to me and said, you're anti-American. I said, I'm anti-American. You're here going against ICE who protects you and your borders, but I'm anti-American. You're a fucktard, okay? And you all are older than fucking Methuselah. A bunch of fucking lehoozahir fucktards. And then I just rolled up my window and kept driving. People, why are they always white, fat, ugly, and old? Well, they're not always old. The fucktards that are in Minnesota, they're just fat and ugly. Okay? They couldn't get laid if they paid someone to lay them, okay? They're what my nanny used to call a double bag. They're so ugly that if you're having sex with them, you have to put 2 bags on them just because one bag falls off. You know what I mean? Okay? They're such losers. They're either fat, they're always fat and ugly, okay? And crazy and violent and retarded, or they're fat, ugly, and old. Here in Massachusetts, we have the old age homes. I just can't. I just can't anymore. All right, you know me. My authenticity and my mouth gets me into trouble, and I just don't care anymore. They're just so fucking retarded that I just have to tell them how retarded they are. I mean, if a libtard is not being hypocritical, being violent, and being retarded, they are not breathing. Seriously. Obama deported 4 million. They called him the deporter in chief. He gave Tom Homan, which everyone hates now because he's working for Trump, Obama gave him an award. But that's okay. That's okay. Because it's Obama. But when Trump does it, oh, the fucking retards, they go crazy. It's just, I can't even take it. So, anyways, folks, let's talk about faffling. We had another asshole that got shot today in Minnesota. All right. I guess apparently he faffoed and now he's dead. Now, of course, I don't advocate violence and I don't wish anyone dead. However, if you go after law enforcement, if you go after an ICE agent and you pull out a gun when they're trying to apprehend you because you're an illegal, you faffo. So apparently another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust, and a retard's gone, a retard's dead, a retard bit the dust. Don't give a fuck. Not crying. Do you see any tears? Don't crying. No crying. Good fucking riddance. That's all I have to say. And on that note, let's share the video to prove, and of course, again, it doesn't surprise you that even though this video proving that he took out a gun and threatened the ICE agent, we have Tampon Tim and every libtard, fucktard in the nation coming out and saying, standing up for the illegal. For the illegal. Not the ICE agent, but for the illegal. Folks, did you ever think in all of our lives, did you ever think that we would come to this day and age where we have American citizens that care more about illegal criminals that rape, steal, commit fraud, murder, and commit acts of violence against our legal citizens, our residents, and our law enforcement, rather than the legal citizens, their family, the other legal American citizens, veterans, law enforcement, and our political leaders. No, they care more about the fucking assholes, the Somalis, all these assholes from all these other countries that don't give a shit about us. Oh, that's another thing I forgot to tell you. When I rolled down the window, I said, do you think that any of these illegals would be protesting for you, that they give a shit about you? Nothing. Silence. Because they know I'm right. Do you think a Somali, any of those Somali fucking inbred, ugly fucking pieces of shit, turd brains, care about us? Do you think that they would protest for us? No. No, they don't. Do you think any of those assholes from El Salvador, Venezuela, any of those those fucking criminals that came over the border, do you think that they care about us? Do you think that they would protest for us? No, of course not. Of course not. But these are American citizens, all right? And I believe 90% of them are paid, but not all of them. Not all of them. Some of them do that. Some of them protest on their own free will, on their own time, because they are fucktards. They're retarded. They're brainwashed sheeples. I've shot out turds that are smarter than these people. All right, folks, let's get to the show. First video from my X account, and if I could talk, everyone, I'm on X, I'm on Instagram. I haven't been on my Instagram in 3 weeks, so if you sent me a video or a message, I haven't been on, sorry. I'm on X. All the ways to get in touch with me is below in the description of this show. And here we go, folks, the first video of the day, proving that the ICE agent acted in self-defense. Just another peaceful protester, huh? Let's see. Let's get it at another angle. Let's get it at another angle here. Unbelievable. All right. So let's get to, we're going to get, I have the press conference with Kristi Noem announcing what happened. We're going to talk about everything tonight, folks. I just have to go through my account. I'm going to go to the press conference with Kristi Noem. And here we go.
Our law enforcement officers were there doing a targeted operation against an individual who was in this country illegally and had a criminal conviction for domestic assault with intent to do bodily harm and other convictions as well. This individual went and impeded their law enforcement operations, attacked those officers, had a weapon on him and dozens of rounds of ammunition, wishing to inflict harm on these officers, brandishing like that and impeding their work that they were doing. We'll continue to allow. That is a different incident that happened at the. I want you to not distract away from the facts of this situation. Our law enforcement officers were there doing a targeted operation against an individual.
That's one video. Let me get the other video. Oh, sorry. I'm on the wrong thing. I need to get where are my bookmarks? That's what I need. Sorry, folks. I need to get my bookmarks. And I have a few more. I have so many tabs open, so many videos. So just bear with me. That's the first one. Here's the big one. Here's the one I really want. Okay.
Security law enforcement officials and officers were conducting targeted operations in Minneapolis against an illegal alien whose criminal history included domestic assault with intentionally inflicting bodily harm, disorderly conduct, and driving without a valid license. An individual approached U.S. Border Patrol officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun, The officers attempted to disarm this individual, but the armed suspect reacted violently. Fearing for his life and for the lives of his fellow officers around him, an agent fired defensive shots. Medics were on the scene immediately and attempted to deliver medical aid to the subject, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. The suspect also had 2 magazines with ammunition in them that held dozens of rounds. He also had no ID. This looks like a situation where an individual arrived at the scene to inflict maximum damage on individuals and to kill law enforcement. About hundreds of protesters then showed up at the scene. They began to obstruct and to assault law enforcement officers. We saw objects being thrown at them, including ice and other objects, and a rampant assault began, and even an HSI officer agent's finger was bitten off. Crowd control measures were deployed to bring safety to the public and to law enforcement at the scene. And once again, I want to remind everybody that this situation and this tragedy did not have to happen.
An ICE agent's finger was bitten off. What? What kind of an animal, what kind of a demonic animal are you to bite off somebody's finger? All right? If that was a man, somebody should have bitten off his dick. But if it was a man at a one of those protests, he probably doesn't have much. He probably has a mangina. But I digress. Sorry, I digress. My God almighty. Who bit an ICE agent? I mean, come on, folks. I know there's a method to Trump's madness. There has to be a method to Trump's madness. Because why hasn't Trump enforced and written into law the Insurrection Act? I believe that's coming, folks. I believe that is coming. Let me see. I have any more videos regarding what happened today, folks. We have a few more from Christy. No, they're basically the same. Basically the same. Okay, so I don't know, folks. I feel that after tonight, we're probably going to have all kinds of protests. They're probably going to burn down Minneapolis now. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So let's, for the first read, let's find out if we're closer. Actually, let me do a few more of these videos for the ICE protesters FAFOing because I like it, and then we'll do some cards. This one made me very happy. Now, folks, you know I don't advocate violence, but when people that are assholes get FAFO when they find out when they get theirs, this is very, very satisfying. I actually love watching the violence against these people because they deserve it. Okay, they absolutely deserve it. All right, case in point, here we go.
Get out of your car and do it now. Get on the ground. Get on the ground right now. Or you're going to get tased. Get on the ground right now, you're going to get tased.
You don't get the fuck out of me.
Turn around. Turn around, get on the ground, do it now. Get out of your car and do it now. Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
Hey, get out of your car and do it now. Don't tell me she goes to kick him. Really? Look. What did I tell you? White?
Hey, I'm an ICE protester.
You know, she looked like she hasn't missed a meal in years. You know what I'm saying, folks? Why is it always them? Why are they so brazen? Why are they so brazen? They have absolutely no respect for law enforcement. But yet they're all American. That made me, I'm sorry, when I see people that attack cops or spit in cops' faces or go against and they get their asses kicked, it makes me so happy. It gives me joy. It gives me so much joy to see these fucking assholes get theirs, get their faces punched in, get the pepper spray in their face. When these tank asses, these fucking shamus that should be actually back in the ocean where the rest of the whales belong, but these fat fucking whales, when they're in front of ICE agents and they're trying to stop the cars and then the ICE agents push them or beat the shit out of them, it makes me so happy. It warms the cockles of my heart. Just does. It just does. So let's see some other. Oh, here we go. This was probably, speaking of which, people fafoing. This is my favorite video of the week, and this might be my favorite video of a long time. All right? We have a MAGA guy, a Trump guy, that was peacefully protesting, and people started to fuck with him and started to become violent, right? And he beat the shit out of all of them single-handedly. This is MAGA Man. I love this guy. This guy has the balls of a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and I love him. Here we go, folks. This is going to warm the cockles of your heart. I know we're freezing in the U.S. There's a freezing storm. There's an ice storm. We're all freezing our asses off, but this ought to warm the cockles of your heart. Watch.
What's it like to find the pedophile shit, bro? Take the first part. All right. Come back, motherfucker! Hey, guys.
I think I'm in love. Did you see the way he kicked all of their asses? They kept on coming. Boom, 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 boom. Oh my God, I love this guy. I wish I could find this guy and I would just buy him dinner. All right? I love him. That made my day. We have to find him. We have to find this man. This man is fucking awesome. All right? He's the ultimate fafo. What? I just love him. Love him, love him, love him. Here's some more. Here's some more. Fafo. Here's some more fafo for you folks. It just makes me, after a rough week, it just makes me feel so good watching these people get the shit kicked out of them. And I gotta tell you, if someone came up to me and with one of those bullhorns and did it in my ear, I would beat the fuck out of them, okay? I would beat the fuck out of them. I'd kick any man in his mangina. All right, I probably could take half of these pussies that are up here, these men, all right? And I wouldn't care how big, how fat, I would take on any blubber ass that fucked with me, okay? I would. That's why if I lived in Minnesota, I would have to stay away because I would get in fist fights, because you know me. I don't back down. I don't back down ever. But here's some more footage to warm the cockles of your heart.
people. The fuck is wrong with you? Honestly. The fuck did you just do? What the fuck did you just do? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god! 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 The fuck did you...
What the fuck did they just do, you fucking stupid demonic bitch? They shot the fuck out of a piece of shit that deserves to fucking die. If you go against law enforcement and pull out a gun, you deserve to fucking push up daisies, you stupid fucking bitch. What did you just do? What did you just do? And then she cries. Maybe you ought to learn a lesson, bitch. Huh? Learn a lesson. That's what you get when you faffo, you fucking bitch. Still, what did you just do? Stick up for rapists, murderers, scumbags, thieves, Somalis that defraud the government. What did they just do? They got rid of a piece of shit. That's what they just did. They eliminated a fucking dirtbag. And I'm not crying. I'm not crying at all. All right? It's just unbelievable. These people are just unbelievable. All right, I think we have maybe one last video regarding ICE. And, oh, let me see if I have anything more. One more video regarding ICE, and then I think we're good, and then I'll do a read on this. Yeah, I'm just going to take, yeah, these are the people that are faffoing. All right, here's asshole. Here we go. Of course, this is asshole Tampon Tim.
We're creating a log of evidence.
Cuckold Tampon Tim. Yeah, you're creating a log of evidence. Why don't you create a log of evidence with all the Somali fraud? Someone ought to take a tampon and shove it down your fucking throat. You fucking piece of shit demonic asshole. Here we go.
Minnesotans are witnessing, and we're creating a log of evidence for the future prosecution of ICE agents and officials responsible for this. Minnesotans are witnessing, and we're creating a log of evidence for the future prosecution of ICE agents and officials responsible for this. Minnesotans are witnessing, and we're creating a log of evidence for the future prosecution of ICE agents and officials responsible for this. Minnesotans are witnessing, and we're creating a log of evidence for the future prosecution of ICE agents and officials responsible for this. Minnesotans are witnessing.
So you're going to prosecute ICE agents, you fucking douchebag, but you're not going to prosecute the actual people committing the crimes. You're going to prosecute law enforcement for enforcing the law, for doing their jobs, but you're not going to prosecute the fucking criminals. Okay, Tampon Tim. Okay, Tampon Tim. Time to get this fucking piece of shit. Time to get this douchebag arrested. Please, Pam Bondi. Please do fucking something, Pam Bondi. Come on. Perp walks, arrests. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And folks, we're going to get to California too, because California's fraud makes Minnesota's look like child's play. All right? So let's do one more video, and then we are going to do a read on what's going to happen in Minnesota. Are they gonna do something? I mean, are they gonna finally do something and arrest some people? Are we gonna see the arrest of Tampon Tim and Ellison and all these assholes? What's gonna happen? I mean, because this is getting out of hand. All right, this is getting completely out of hand.
Hungry ain't never too late.
This is a beautiful, beautiful show of, here's another video of all the ICE agents, extra ICE agents coming and showing up at Minnesota, in Minnesota. So we'll show this and then we'll get to the first read of the night.
Shotgun race from the woods to the plate. Ain't never went hungry, ain't never too late. So come around here, son, running your mouth. You can fuck around and find out. You can fuck around and find out. You may make it through the snakes, snares, and alligators, but once you get to the gate, you can't depend on your waiters, cause you'll be over your tater. I'm talking growing tomatoes, feeding the worms I fish with later. Shotgun race from the woods to the plate. Ain't never went hungry, ain't never too late. So come around here, son, running your mouth. You can fuck around and find out. You can fuck around and find out. You may make it through the snakes, snares, and alligators, but once you get to the gate, you can't depend on your waiters, cause you'll be over your tater. I'm talking growing tomatoes, feeding the
All right, folks, let's do the first read of the night. I loved that. I love all the new fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. But I like that. I think I like that hard rock. Bambo! Fuck around and find out. That's my favorite new song. All right, folks, let's ask. After months of unrest in Minnesota, and after this new shooting, and people are just getting more and more violent and emboldened and brazen against ICE agents, are we finally going to see arrests very, very soon, imminently, of Tampon Tim, Ellison, AG, and all the other officials that are allowing these people to harm ICE agents? Are we going to see arrests of leaders and some justice in Minnesota? Yes or no? And anything else that will bring clarity and understanding to this question: what say you, Almighty God, in the name of Yeshua? Trump needs to do the Insurrection Act. And I know there's a method to his madness. There's a reason why he hasn't already done it. All right, we know there's a reason why he hasn't already done it, but let's hope he does it soon. Excuse me. Oh yeah, folks, it looks like it's on. Okay, folks, we got the Two of Pentacles. We got the Empress card. We got the Justice. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, yeah, they're going to be brought to justice. We got the Ten of Swords. Oh, there's Tampon Tim and the other egregious libtards like Ellison and that Mayor Fry, whatever the guy's name, that asshole that told Trump to fuck off, that ballless wonder. Yeah, him. We also got the Chariot card. And the Chariot's a military card, and it's a heavy, aggressive card. All right, so let's unpack this. We asked if there's going to be all the leaders in Minnesota that not only let all of the fraud happen because they were in on it, they were complicit, they were ranking in, and they were allowing it to happen, and they were lining their own pockets and enriching themselves, right? And these people that are going against the ICE agents, demonizing the ICE agents, and actually caring more about and protecting the illegal criminals. Are they going to get arrested? Are we going to see perp walks and justice? We got the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles is balancing multiple priorities. So I'm getting that things are imminent. They're doing two things, okay? I'm getting that arrests are imminent, but I'm also getting that he's getting ready to invoke the Insurrection Act. That's coming very, very soon, because we said it was going to come. But remember, a couple of weeks ago, everyone thought he was going to imminently, at any day now, everyone thought that he was going to invoke the Insurrection Act. And I said, no, it's going to take a little while. He's going to wait a little while. And that's what's playing out. Okay. So we got that. So that they're balancing multiple priorities. There's many things that they're going on. And they're so busy with Minnesota between the fraud, the Somali douchebags, and these fuckheads. All right. We also got the justice card. The justice card speaks for themselves. It's a major arcana, and that means that they're all going to be brought to justice. What is right, what is just, and law, the law will be upheld and people will be held accountable and brought to justice. Okay? 10 of Swords, that is the protesters, and this is Tampon Tim and the rest of the leaders. They're going down. A painful ending for those anti-American communist pieces of shit leaders. Okay, Tampon Tim, Ellison, and that mayor. I think his name is Fry. I'm not sure. He's a pussy. They're all pussies. All right? And we got the Chariot. The Chariot is a military, so the Insurrection Act is coming. And the Chariot is very aggressive movement. Having a goal and going after your goal, balls to the wall, full speed ahead with aggressive action. Okay? Now, we also got the Empress, which means that after everything, after the arrest happened, there's going to be nurturing and there's going to be a healing there. But this is also indicative that things are brewing. There's things that are gestating that are about to be birthed. And we also got the 10 of Wands. And the 10 of Wands means that, yes, the law enforcement and the people in Minnesota, they're holding down the line. And it's going to get to a point where it's going to come to a head. And it's very, very soon. So these are the cards that we need the takeaway for that reading. Okay, we got, let's see, 3 major arcanas. But these are the main ones. There is going to be justice. It looks like it's coming very, very soon. It looks like the Insurrection Act is coming soon because this is a heavy duty military card. And this is, like I said, aggressive movement. And this is Tampon Tim, A.G. Ellison, and the other mayor. I think his name is Fry. That other asshole. They're all going down. Painful ending. So yes, folks. So it is imminent. All right. I feel like Trump is waiting for some reason. I don't know why. Probably till it gets so bad that he has to act. But it looks like very, very soon there's going to be justice for all these people, all these leaders that have committed treason. Okay? They took an oath to uphold the Constitution and to work for and protect their constituents. Their constituents are on a bunch of illegal Somalis and assholes. Their constituents are not these people, illegal immigrants, these illegal invaders. I won't even say immigrants, these illegal aliens from other countries. Their constituents are legal American citizens who are allowed to vote. That's their constituents. So they're committing treason, and it looks like very, very soon there is going to be justice. Welcome, Spring Madge. Thank you for being a member. I appreciate you. And thank you, Tammy. Yes, please hit that like button. Like, share, and subscribe. Folks, there are some people that have said that they aren't getting the notifications of my live shows or my videos. That's ScrewTube, BoobTube. The fix for that is if you go and subscribe, unsubscribe, and then subscribe again. So even though you're subscribed, sometimes BoobTube, ScrewTube, they mess with their content creators, especially people that are on Team God and Team Trump. So the fix for that is to very quickly unsubscribe, subscribe again, and then hit the all notification. For some reason, you have to do that. Don't ask me why, but that seems to work. All right. Speaking of FAFO, we have some arrests that have happened this week regarding, sorry if you can hear, I have videos on, sorry if you could hear that. I pressed the button by mistake. We have some more FAFO. You know, what happened last week with the disgusting assholes, criminals that invaded that Christian church during the ceremony with Don Lemon, you know, Don Lemon. Don Lemon, the has-been loser, her ex-CNN anchor who is trying to stay relevant, who is very irrelevant, who's trying to stay relevant. No one gives a shit about him. He's an insignificant little fucking dweeb is what he is. He's a fucking loser, all right? Anyway, the DOJ put up charges against them, but of course a liberal judge decided that they weren't going to press charges against Don Lemon or Don Lemon, okay? Don, everyone calls him Lemon, but some people have been calling him Don Lemon. But we all know his name is Don Lemon, and it's perfect for him because he sucks just like a lemon. Okay. Anyway, however, there have been some arrests in Minnesota, okay? The ringleaders, and this is one of the arrests. FAFO, folks, FAFO. Here we go.
So Pam Bondi, you want to come and arrest me? You want to come and give me charges? So be it. And for all the people giving me death threats, threatening my life, kill me. Go ahead, kill me. Because you know what? As Fred Hampton said, you can kill the revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution. Playing the entire time. So
and he got exactly what he wished for, because down below, he fafoed. Bye, Felicia. How'd that work out for you, Felicia? Tell us. No? Did that work out for you, Felicia? Oh, because you can't stop the revolution. What revolution? And now look at these beauty queens. Look at these beauty queens. Don't you want to date with her? Or in the middle? These people got hit with the ugly tree and got every disgusting branch on the way down. Yeah. There's a looker for you. How'd you like to wake up next to any of these people? All three are a poster for birth control. Because you look at these three people and you never want to have sex again. Yes, the libtards, they're nothing but class act. They have the brightest and the finest. Oh, look it.
I live right there. I guess you live there. Yeah, I had to come out. Right there. I'm having
So if people wanted to know what's that, that's proof that all these protesters are paid, all of their gear, all of their signage, everything is paid for. Brought to you by George Soros or the Soros family, and probably from our USAID tax dollars, but I digress. All right, folks. So we have that, the FAFO dude who kicked ass. Let's see if we have anything else regarding, let me see. I want to see if we have anything else regarding Minnesota before we move on. No, we did that. Oh my God, just look at these people. Ew! Yeah. Isn't she a looker? Talk about snaggletooth. You should be fucking at a dentist rather than protesting, lady. Instead of protesting, they need to find the local fat farm. They should be at the local gym and at the local dentist. Okay? I don't mean to look shame anybody, but come on, people. they look as bad as they act. They look like the demonic monsters that they are, don't they? Don't they? I mean, come on. They do. They absolutely do. Let's see if Dawn, here she is. Here's the ringleader. Oh. She doesn't look too happy now, does she? She doesn't look too happy now, does she? No. Look at all of them. Oh, did you faffo? You fafoed. She looked like she spent too much time at the local buffet. Oh, look at this. Yep, they all fafoed. William Kelly. He's somebody with a mangina. You know he has a mangina. There's no balls there. If he has any balls, they're tucked up way underneath his mangina. And here she goes again. Do you ever know why this? She looks weird. I don't know. Just weirdos. Absolute weirdos. All right. I think we have everything. Let's ask about Don Lemon. Let me see if I have any videos on Don Lemon. I have tons on Trump and Davos, but I wanted to know if I have any on Don Lemon. Let's see. Oh, here we go. I love this. I love it. That's Trump at Davos. At Davos. You call it Davos? I think it's Davos. Let me see. Oh, that's another view of the shot. Oh, here we go. And there's Gavin and his boyfriend, Alex Soros. That's gruesome. Gavin Newscomb and his boyfriend, Alex Soros, two lovers. What? Two lovers. All right. I thought I had something. Oh, here we go. Now listen, I never really cared for Nicki Minaj, okay? Never. I thought she was kind of trashy, okay? But I really like her now. Now she's like going against all the libtards. This is Nicki Minaj. Dawn, cocksucking Lemon is disgusting. How dare you? I want that thug in jail. He would never do that to any other religion. Lock him up. It's true. Would he? Do you think he'd go into a mosque and do that? Do you think that Don Lemon, ballless wonder Don Lemon, do you think that he would have the guts to do that? Nope, he wouldn't. And here we go. Leftists are now, here we go. Leftists are now lighting massive
law
fires.
enforcement is in the center from where we're standing right here. I can't see what exactly they have on.
Okay, so
but they're in the center right now to preserve the scene.
Yeah.
And Leon, it would appear to me that you've got people arriving there, especially near.
From what agencies?
Law enforcement is in the center from where we're standing right here.
All right, so of course they're lighting Minnesota on fire. All right, I thought I had a picture of Don Lemon. Let me see if I can just get a picture of Don Lemon for your viewing pleasure. And then we'll find out if Don Lemon is going to jail. Because even though that judge would not prosecute him, Pam Bondi, even though she's as useless as tits on a bull, they said that they don't care. They're still going to press charges. So, let's see. Here he is. Here's the asshole right now.
To interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship. So, But there were folks who will say,
I have to take care of my flock.
okay, but listen, we live in there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push.
I'm being very respectful. Please don't push me. You're being very respectful, Don Lemon. You just interrupted a church, a mass in church. You just went in and took over a church. And in the middle of the ceremony, in the middle of the mass, you went up and you accosted the priest. But you're being very respectful. You're being very respectful. Don Lemon, you fucking dickless douchebag. You spineless touchhole. On what planet do you think that is respectful? What planet, Don Lemon? Just because you're a has-been and washed up, just because CNN, okay, booted your ass, just because you embarrassed yourself, just because you made so many false claims on CNN, you think that you want to stay relevant now. You want to stay relevant by performing that shit. And then after you commit felonies and go against people's civil rights, he talks about civil rights and the Constitution are free. They have the right to assemble. How about people's right, constitutional right to worship and go into a peacefully worship, go into a house of worship and peacefully worship? Don't they have the constitutional right to their religion and peacefully worship? I guess Don Lemon, that retard, doesn't understand that. Okay? So, let's ask folks. Now, Laura, my pal from Laura's View and Tarot too, I was on her channel again. She did a video on this. And I suggest that if you haven't, it would be nice to watch it. But until then, and I want to see if I want to get another take on this, I'm going to ask the question. Is Don Lemon, Dickface Don, is Dickface Don going to be arrested? Because he's another one that needs to have his mangina brought to jail immediately. So let's ask. Holy God, in the name of Yeshua, even though Don Lemon was let off by a liberal, very biased judge who has lots of ties to the Democrat Party and is very anti-ICE and very anti-Trump administration, is Don Lemon, is the DOJ and the Trump administration, are they going to find a way to arrest Don Lemon and charge him with the KKK Act and the FACE Act for what he did in that church in Minnesota? Yes or no? And anything else that will bring clarity and understanding to this question, Almighty God, in the name of Yeshua the Christ. I'm using my dark cards because Don Lemon is a demonic dickhead. Oh, it looks like it's going to happen. Okay, folks. So we got the Queen of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, the Temperance, Major Arcana, the Seven of Wands, and the Devil. Okay? So, first and foremost, when I ever get the Devil, I don't think that that's the original Don Lemon. Okay? We're not dealing with the original Don Lemon. Okay? The reason why I say this is when I get the Devil card, this is usually a clone or a black hat actor. This is not the original Don Lemon. And the reason why I say this too is we got the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is all about trickery and deceit and stealth. It's a wolf in sheep's clothing. In other words, it's what you're seeing is not the truth. There's trickery and deceit. Okay. So right away, I'm getting that this is not the original Don Lemon. Okay. It's not the original. And there is a special gitmo, which I just learned about this week, folks. Remember on the yesterday during my video, I talked about that roundtable, that Patriot Street Fighter roundtable on Michael Jaco's channel. If you did not catch that roundtable that he did the other day, it was with Patriot Street Fighter, Josh Reed, Michael Jaco was on his channel, and also Alpha Warrior. A wealth of information, folks. I'm telling you, it's worth it. After this show, go and watch that. It's about a 2-hour roundtable, but it's worth it. Even if you have to go watch it in segments, you will know all the intel, all the info of what's going on behind the scenes. And I learned that there's a special gitmo for all of the media and all the journalists that are deep state. And Don Lemon, douchebag, dickhead, demonic Don, is there. We're seeing a 2.0. Now, justice is coming because we got the King of Pentacles, that's a military card. Queen of Swords, that's Pam Bondi. She's going to go after him, even though she's been kind of, she sucks. And we know that she's not really good. All right. She is going to go after him because she's been getting a lot of shit and she knows that her days are numbered. We also got the Temperance card. Now, the Temperance card is all about balance and moderation. And then I'm getting that after they arrest him, it will bring more balance and moderation. Ten of Pentacles is all about doing what's right. And that's the Ten of Pentacles is the American people. And it's all about completion. The 10 is completion. And the Two of Pentacles means, again, that they have a lot. They're balancing multiple priorities because they have a lot of people they're going to arrest. And the last card is the Ace of Swords. There's your yes, the biggest yes in the deck. So we asked, is dickhead, demonic, Don Lemon, him and his mangina, is he going to be brought to justice? And we know that this is not the original because we got the Devil and the Seven of Swords. So this is a 2.0 or 3.0. Nonetheless, whoever is playing Don Lemon on the public stage is going to be brought to justice. The DOJ is going to work around these liberal judges, and the Ace of Swords is indicative of a big yes. In fact, that's the biggest yes in the deck, that dickhead Don is going bye-bye. He's going to be arrested and brought on charges. So yes, there is going to be a perp walk for Don Lemon, the demonic dickhead. Yay! So that further confirms what Laura got, because she did a great video on Don Dickhead Lemon this past week. And if you didn't catch it, I didn't put it on my channel, but Laura and I did a show on Wednesday. We were a little late this week because I didn't have internet one day. That is great news. Woo! So it looks like Dickhead Don's gonna FAFO. He's going to find out very soon. I love it. I love it. All right, folks. So we talked about let's see. I'm going to go through my account. And okay, so talk about demonic. Okay. So you guys all know John Legend, right? He's married to a demonic douchebag. All right. I forget her name. What's Christy Teigen. All right. Christy Teigen was a supermodel, or she was a model. Okay. She was, talk about mangina. She was definitely born a man. Okay. This Christy Teigen, first of all, I don't even know why she was ever a model. I think she is uglier than a bag of dicks. Okay. Her face is So ugly. I mean, she's ugly on the inside and out. Okay? Everyone knows that Chrissy Teigen is demonic. She's put some really, really disgusting things, making sexual jokes and sexual advances and making sexual comments about children. She harasses people. She is a wicked, demonic douchebag. All right. Now, case in point, watch this clip. If this doesn't show you how bad she is and how there is a demon living inside of her, I don't know what does.
Man, I had no clue, you know what I mean? And I prayed this morning. I said, God, give me an opportunity to talk about you. I said, God, I said, night one was great, but I didn't get to live in my purpose yet, God. You called me here to talk about you.
Now, folks, the audio is pretty low. I have it up. The volume is up as high as I can. It's up to the top. All right. So it's a low video. The sound is really low, but I have the volume up. They're talking about Yeshua, Jesus, and God. All right. They're talking about God. And look at that demonic bitch's face when they're talking about God and Yeshua.
What I just seen was a room full of people that might not have ever felt it before, but that is called the Holy Spirit of God. And let me tell you something about the Holy Spirit of God. He don't care anything about your past. He doesn't care what you've been through. He doesn't care about your drug addiction. He is your Father. He is here to father you, to show you to be a father to those kids. He is here to pour life into you. He hung so you could stand here and sing His name on the biggest streaming service in the world, on night 2 of us being live on Netflix. Can I get an amen in here? Say amen. Can I get an amen in here? Say amen. Man, God is looking at this right now. This is God, brother. This is a God moment to show what God has done. He is a redeemer. He is for everybody. Jesus is for everybody. He doesn't hate anybody. He loves everybody, and that's what He stands for. I'm sharing you. The voice wasn't crazy. You took my song and made it your song. In fact, you took our song and you gave it to God. I know Brandon Lake's somewhere crying right now. With all that being
How about that? Did you see the look on that face? What a demonic bitch. What a demonic bitch. Never liked her. Never thought she was pretty. All right. There are many supermodels that I was like, I never thought, I mean, I don't know why that thing was ever a model. That thing was born, that was inverted. That thing was a man. That's a man boy. All right. Chrissy Teigen is a man as a boy. Chrissy Teigen has a mangina. She probably has both. She probably has a little mushroom and hermaphrodite when they, during in utero when they do the change in utero. In what did they call it? Yeah, in utero. And sorry, folks, I do have a lozenge in my throat because my throat's a little sore, a little scratchy. So pardon me. But I mean, did you see the look on her face? It was like when they mentioned Yeshua, she was like, she got scared. I think she probably thought that she was going to like, all of a sudden, she probably thought she was going to be like the Wicked Witch. She probably was afraid she was going to explode. What a demonic bitch. All right, folks, let's talk about the highlight of the evening in which I say we, it's just me, I named the show, and that is Trump drops the hammer at Davos. Big Daddy showed up at Davos, and boy, did he annihilate him. Big Daddy dropped the hammer at Davos. You gotta love him. And talk about Fafo. Oh, Big Daddy, did they fucked around. All of those WEF, all of those disgusting demonic assholes, did they FAFO? All right, folks, let's just give a couple of our, I have so many Trump videos. Let's, and I apologize. Let's get to, here's the first one. All right, so Mark Carney of Canada, okay? He thought that he was going to badmouth Trump the day before Trump showed up at Davos. Talking all big and bad, talking against Trump, okay? And this was Trump's reaction. Breaking, Trump says he will put 100% tariffs on goods and products coming from Canada to U.S. if Canada makes deal with China. Here we go. If Governor Carney, I like the way he calls him governor, if instead, like he's literally like the prime minister of Canada, but I love Trump the way he trolls. He calls them the governor. If Governor Carney thinks he's going to make Canada a drop-off port for China to send goods and products into the United States, he is sorely mistaken. China will eat Canada alive, completely devour it, including the destruction of their businesses, social fabric, and general way of life. If Canada makes a deal with China, it will immediately be hit with 100% tariff against all Canadian goods and products coming into the USA. Thank you for your attention to this matter. All right, now I want to find, I have 1 million of Trump at Davos. So, all right, let's, I'm going to show this video.
Why do people do that? Should I look it up? Yeah, look it up. I hate Davos. The whole point of Davos is to spend the next 12 months telling everybody that you were in Davos. And you'll work it into a sentence, even if no one asked you, you know, hey, Greg, I hear Uncle Steve died. I know. My heart is as heavy as a snowfall in Davos. It's like, it basically is Coachella for the Cialis crowd, you know, with like all these figureheads and parkas, you know, craning their necks to see who's more famous than they are. It is disgusting. And this is why when Trump is there, it's magical. The orange skunk at the garden party shows up. You know, he didn't go to Davos to be part of Davos. He went to Davos so it could be part of him. And that is what makes him so special. Love him or hate him. When he leaves that room, everybody there felt like America First threw up all over them. It's like it's like talk about a golden dome. They got golden showered in America First. So it's like being in, like, I try to explain to people who don't understand Trump. It's like being in a courtroom. You're in a courtroom and there's this absolutely vicious lawyer. And if he's yours, you love him. And if he's not yours, oh my God, you hate him. So he just went into Davos, which is basically a European court, and made the case for our country, and did it very bluntly. And you could have quibbles with it. And you see The View, obviously doing The View, and it reminds me, and this is where I think a lot of people end up with him. I could see myself in my late teens, like watching him and thinking, oh, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed because he's so mean. Why can't he be polite? I mean, my God, he makes us seem so stupid. But then I've been on this planet for 6 decades, and I understand everything he's doing and where he's coming from because I have the experience of 60 years. He's a pit bull, and he's protecting our yard.
Yep, I love Greg Gutfeld. I love him. I love the way he speaks. He's always hilarious. All right, let's do some videos of Trump at Davos, telling them off, annihilating them right to their faces. Here we go. Here's the first one.
Started if the 2020 U.S. presidential election weren't rigged. It was a rigged election. Everybody now knows that. They found out. People will soon be prosecuted for what they did. It's probably breaking news, but it should be. It was a rigged election. Can't have rigged elections. You need strong borders, strong elections, and ideally a good press. I always say it. Strong borders, strong elections, free, fair elections, and a fair media. The media is terrible. It's very crooked. It's very biased, terrible. It's a war that should have never started, and it wouldn't have started if the 2020 U.S. presidential election weren't rigged. It was a rigged election. Everybody now knows that. They found out. People will soon be prosecuted for what they did.
All right, folks. So let's ask the question, since Trump brought it up. Because he just announced to the whole world, and there's a method to his madness. The reason why he waited to go to Davos to announce that is because not just the libtards and the deep state communists in our country rigged their elections. There were, other countries that helped rig our election. China, the CCP, Communist China, and also Venezuela. There were many people that were at Davos that are deep state puppets that were responsible for rigging our elections. So Trump announced that to the world to let them know. It doesn't matter what country you're in. You see what we did to Maduro. We went into fucking Maduro's own country. We went into Venezuela in the middle of the night and fucking kidnapped and took their own criminal fucking leader. I won't even call him the president. I shouldn't even call him the leader because he was never the president. He was a fucking dictator that was never elected. He was a dictator that ran that country into the ground for 25 years. All right? So if we can do that to Maduro, what do you think we can do to any other of these assholes? So he was putting them on payphone notice. They all fucked around, and now they're about to find out. So let's ask, since Trump said that there are going to be prosecutions for the rigged election, is it true? Are we going to start to see people being arrested, perp walked, and charged for rigging the 2020 election? And I have my gold cards because President Trump. So here we go. Holy God, in the name of Yahshua, since Trump dropped the hammer, since Big Daddy dropped the hammer at Davos, announcing there's going to be prosecutions regarding the rigged 2020 election, is it true? Are we going to start to see arrests, indictments in our country and also in other countries? Is there going to be prosecutions like Trump just threatened? Yes or no? And anything else that will bring clarity and understanding that we should need or want to know. What say you, Almighty God, in the name of Yeshua? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They're going down, down, down. Yep. Folks, we are going to see perp walks and arrests. We got the world card all around the world, not just in the U.S. We are going to see perp walks and indictments and prosecution in the United States. But I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's going to make all the leaders, all the other leaders that were responsible pay. Yep. Things are changing, folks. We're leveling up and there's going to be a completion. The world card is all about completion. It's success, triumph, and a final completion of a matter. So it's coming. All right. We also got the Seven of Swords. Now, the Seven of Swords means that there's a lot happening behind the scenes. All right. Trump is master at strategy. Trump has the creme de la creme with the alliance. Okay. Remember, he's just the front man. He has a whole crew of brilliant, the military alliance. He has the creme de la creme. So things are going on behind the scene, and this was absolutely a strategy. He's making them shit their pants. Okay. Five of Cups. These are the people that are responsible for the elections. They are they regret. This is regret. All those people now that were part of rigging the election, they are absolutely regretting it. They are suffering loss and sadness. They are shitting their pants, all right? The military is the only way. It's going to be absolutely military and tribunals, okay? The strength card, okay? This is Trump being in a very, very strong position. Okay, this is also success, and he's taming the lion. This means that he's going to get these bastards, and we have a very, very strong position. Notice the major arcanas. We got the temperance card, which means that after all of these arrests happens, that means that finally we're going to have fair elections from now on, okay? And I don't even know if we're going to have midterms, folks. We'll see. All right? Two of Cups, which means that there are many people that whistleblowers that work for these leaders that are working with the alliance to save their asses. Ten of Pentacles, which means the power's going back to the people. And there's our Jasara. There's our money imminently coming soon. All right. And we got the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is a celebration and happiness, which means that we're going to finally be celebrating. Okay. So, folks, it looks like with these cards, and notice the major arcanas, that it absolutely is going to happen. We're going to see perp walks. We're going to see people brought to justice. We're going to see people prosecuted. Not just people in the United States, but also leaders around the world. I wouldn't be surprised if we go in and get more of these assholes. And it's all about the military. All right? The military is going to get them. And these are going to be military tribunals. Because it has to be military tribunals because these are leaders. These are leaders, politicians in our government. So, folks, it's going to happen. And it's soon. Let's see if we can get it. If it's going to be soon. Oh, yeah. Knight of Wands. There's movement already. And there you go. Bada bing. There's the tower. And that's the fourth major arcana. It's imminent. It's imminent. All the people that were responsible and involved with rigging the 2020 election, their world is over. They're done. Yep. They are done. They're in a world of hurt. They fucked around, and very soon they will have the find out stage, folks. Woohoo! Go Trump, go. I know, listen, I get frustrated and I get impatient too. And I say, Trump, what the fuck's taking so long? Why didn't you already instill and enforce the Insurrection Act? Trump's not in charge. We have to understand there is a military white hat alliance that's in charge. They give Trump the directives. Okay? Yes, Trump is in charge of the United States. He's our president. But when we're talking about the big global war, a good against evil, Trump is just the figurehead. He takes directives. So, as much as we want it to already done, there's a method to his madness. There's a reason for everything. And he's playing 5D chess. Just so. Listen, I'm not patient. And as much as I love Trump, I get pissed off at him too. I'm like Orange Man, and I say that in jest because I love Trump. But where's our fucking money? Last year, you sat there through Elon Musk with Doge, and you let us know, and you revealed trillions of dollars of our tax dollars being squandered, stolen from us, waste, fraud, and abuse. All this money that they took from us and they stole through fraud. You hinted at a $2,000, $2,000 coming back to the U.S. people. Okay? We're all struggling. All you assholes up there in DC, all right? You're not struggling. You got all kinds of money. You give yourself fucking raises. You have months up. You vote your own raises in, and you give yourself raises every year, even though you all suck and get nothing done. You line your pockets. You steal our fucking money. You get months off at a time, all kinds of vacation. You get Cadillac health care. Meanwhile, the United States people, we the assholes that are paying the bills, what do we get? We get stew and guts. So never mind promising us with your big fucking golden wad, Trump. How about giving us our fucking money? I love you, Trump, but where's our fucking money? So trust me, I'll call out Trump. No one's perfect. If Trump does some things that piss me off, I'm going to say it like it is. But folks, there's a method to his madness, okay? So here's more of Trump. Now this is something that is, this is something that is amazing. Okay, so Trump just signed into effect that all these big companies are no longer allowed to go and buy up single family homes and then jack up the price of rent to make it so that people can't buy homes. Trump is the only president that has done this. So I'm going to share my screen, and this is another great thing that Trump announced at Davos.
Well, not for corporations in America.
Sorry, it'd be nice if I shared my screen, huh? Tit-two.
But homes are built for people, not for corporations, and America will not become a nation of renters. We're not going to do that. That's why I have signed an executive order banning large institutional investors from buying single-family homes. It's just not fair to the public. They're not able to buy a house. And I'm calling on Congress to pass that ban. But homes are built for people, not for corporations, and America.
I love it. It's true. And what's happened here in the U.S., because I have a lot of international viewers and subscribers, what's happening here in the U.S. is that like conglomerates, companies are buying up all of the single family and multi-homes and multi-family homes, especially the single family homes. They're buying them up and then they jack up the rent, and it makes it so A, there's not enough homes for us to buy, and B, he makes it so that the rent is jacked up and people can't afford to live. And then they jack up the prices for the regular, homes. I'm doing a lot of truth today. I'm a lot of burps. And what happens is that they make it unaffordable. They make it so that they drive up the prices of the homes so people can't afford to buy homes or rent. So it's really, really bad. All right, folks, here we go. I'm going to do some more of Big Daddy. I call him Big Daddy at Davos. All right, we did the 2020 election. We did the single family homes. And here we go, Golden Dome.
Just a saving for a down payment has been surging credit card debt. The profit margin for credit card companies now exceeds 50%, one of the biggest. And they charge Americans interest rates of 28%, 30%, 31%, 32%. Whatever happened to usury? So to help our citizens recover from the Biden disaster, all caused by this horrible precedent, I'm asking Congress to cap credit card interest rates at 10% for 1 year. And this will help millions of Americans save for a home. They have no idea they're paying 28%. They go out there a little late in their payment and they end up losing their house. It's terrible. One of the biggest barriers to saving for a down payment is...
All right, folks, so let's do a poll on, is that going to pass Congress? Is that bill that Trump just described about stopping big companies, big corporations from buying up all the single family homes so that to drive up the real estate costs so that homes are unaffordable to average American citizens, And it also drives up the rent, so it makes it hard for people to afford to live in any home at all. So let's ask. Holy God, in the name of Yeshua, is the bill that President Trump was just talking about, in which he would stop companies from buying up all the homes because Americans are no longer able to afford homes. The average American is not be able to afford a home. Is it going to pass Congress and go into effect? Is that law, that bill that President Trump was just speaking of, is it going to be passed? Is it going to go through Congress and go into effect so that the average American citizen will be able to buy a home again? Yes or no? And anything else that will bring clarity and understanding to this question, Almighty God, in the name of Yeshua the Christ. Let's ask. Yes, folks, third card was the Ace of Cups. It is going to pass. Woohoo! I love it. It's going to pass. All right. Let's see. I think what's going to happen is that I think that J.D. Vance is going to be the deciding vote. I think it's going to be neck and neck, and J.D. Vance is going to be the deciding vote. Okay? It's going to pass. A happy surprise for Americans. And yes, that's us. See how the Nine of Pentacles is all about she has her own thing. She has her own money. She has her own home. So this is us being sovereign again. This is all about sovereignty. And she has everything. She's completely independent. So yes, folks, we got the Ace of Cups and we got the Nine of Pentacles, meaning that yes, it's going to pass Congress. That's surprising to me. All right. And it means that we're going to be able to be sovereign and own our own homes and be completely independent. I love it. We also got the Page of Cups, so that's a nice, pleasant surprise that's coming. And we got the Four of Pentacles. So this means that I do think it's going to just, because we have, the demon rats in Congress, I do think it's going to it's going to be tight. And I think that J.D. Vance is going to have to be the deciding vote. I'm also getting to, with this card, he's definitely going to do something about the credit cards and the interest rates, because this is all about holding back and holding back money and having to be like, this is kind of like the cheapskate, somebody that doesn't want to spend money. So this is all about holding back interest rates. So I definitely think he's going to be doing something about the interest rates. And I just pulled another card. Wow. Yes, it's going to happen. And he's going to be able to keep interest rates down so people will be able to get loans. And rents are going to go down because rents are outrageous. In most states, it costs more to rent each month than to own a home. Like if you buy a home, most people's rent is more than a mortgage payment. Make that make sense. That renting a property is less expensive than owning it. So not only that, rent is going to go down. Woohoo! I love it. I love it. I love it. 2 aces, folks. Thank the Lord. Thank you, Trump. Now give us our money. And 2,000 is an insult. We deserve 20,000 for what they've stolen from us. 20,000 might be just, and that's scratching the surface. With what they've stolen from the American people, we'll take anything, but 2,000 is an insult, Trump. We need 20,000 at least, okay? But anyway. All right, I'm going to go through and see. Here we go. All right. This is Trump telling off Carney. I called him Carney the cunt. Carney in his mangina thinking that he's like this big bad Carney's going to talk bad about Big Daddy Trump. Yeah, okay. Let's see how that works out for you. Let's see how that works out for him.
We're building a golden dome that's going to, just by its very nature, going to be defending Canada, Canada gets a lot of freebies from us, by the way. They should be grateful also, but they're not. I watched your Prime Minister yesterday. He wasn't so grateful. But they should be grateful to us. Canada lives because of the United States. Remember that, Mark, the next time you make your statements. We're building a golden dome that's going to just...
Yep. He told Mark off. Folks, I didn't realize up until recently that the American citizens, our tax dollars pay for a lot of these socialist countries and all of their programs like the free health care and all the benefits. Yeah. Instead of all of that, us, the taxpayers, our tax dollars go across and we fund a lot of these socialist countries that have free health care and everything. Yeah. Not anymore. Not anymore. All right. I'm going to continue with Trump's Big Daddy
Exceeds 50%, one of the biggest. And they charge America. One of the biggest barriers to saving for a down payment has been surging credit card debt. The profit margin for credit card companies now exceeds 50%, one of the biggest. And they charge Americans interest rates of 28%, 30%, 31%, 32%. Whatever happened to usury? So to help our citizens recover from the Biden disaster, all caused by this horrible president, I'm asking Congress to cap credit card interest rates at 10% for 1 year. And this will help millions of Americans save for a home. They have no idea they're paying 28%. They go out there a little late in their payment and they end up losing their house.
Sorry, that was a little bit of a repeat what I already did, but I want to make sure we get a little bit of everything. Get rid of these. Sorry, Benny Johnson, I'm not going to get to you tonight. All right, more Trump at Davos. So this is what, after, this is just a little summary after what, 1 day of Big Daddy Trump at Davos. Here we go. After just 1 day in Davos, Trump walked away with what most world leaders couldn't secure in a lifetime of negotiations. Denmark remains on the hook for $600 million annually to support Greenland's population. The United States gains full discretion to establish military bases wherever it deems necessary. America secures access to the entire Arctic region, a strategic theater that will define future global power. U.S. companies obtain exclusive mineral exploration rights, locking in long-term economic and energy advantages. China and Russia are explicitly blocked from Greenland, cutting off two of America's largest geopolitical rivals. The United States stays in NATO, reinforcing Western defense on America's terms. And the kicker? The U.S. pays nothing. That's leverage. That's negotiation. That's results. Now contrast that with Canada. While the U.S. is fortifying the West against China and building a defense architecture to protect both Europe and North America, Prime Minister Mark Carney, the cunt, signs a so-called strategic deal with China, the very regime NATO is preparing to counter. One leader strengthened, I can't never say that, or strengthened. One leader strengthened his country's sovereignty, security, and global standing single day. The other handed leverage to a foreign power with interests directly opposed to his own allies. This isn't diplomacy, this is failure. And Canadians are the ones who will pay the price. Yep. There you go, Canada. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Let's see, what's that? Here we go. Gavin Newsom flew all the way to Davos. Watched the world bend a knee to POTUS Trump. Sat there getting dumped on by POTUS, Trump, and team. Had to do God knows what to Alex Soros. Ooh, had to do God knows what to Alex Soros. You know. Was told his speech was canceled. Then flew home hearing news POTUS Trump is getting Greenland. Gavin. That's what you get, Gavin. You and your mangina. You probably just went there and had to blow Alex Soros for a few more million. You are a legend in your own mind, asshole. All right. That's one Davos speech. Oh, here we go. Here's the next one. Here's the next one.
German and little Japanese, perhaps. And then after the war, which we won it big. Without us, right now you'd all be speaking German and little Japanese, perhaps. After the war, we gave Greenland back to Denmark. How stupid were we to do that? But we did it. But we gave it back. But how ungrateful are they now? So now our country and the world face much greater risks than it did ever before because of missiles, because of nuclear, because of weapons of warfare that I can't even talk about. 2 weeks ago, they saw weapons that nobody ever heard of. They weren't able to fire one shot at us. They said, what happened? Everything was discombobulated. They said, we've got him in our sights. Press the trigger, and nothing happened. And then after the war, which we won.
Don't you love how Trump goes to Davos? They give him a standing ovation, kiss his ass, right? And then he tells them off right to their face. You just have to love it. It doesn't get better than that. Here we go. All right, we already did that one. Oh, here we go. This is here. This is great.
Growth is exploding. After 12 months back in the White House.
He's talking about how all the Western countries, the invasion of all the illegal immigrants. So here we go, folks.
Our economy is booming, growth is exploding, productivity is surging, investment is soaring, and the United States is in the midst of the fastest and most dramatic economic turnaround in our country's history. Over the past 3 months, core inflation has been just 1.6%. Meanwhile, fourth quarter growth is projected to be 5.4%. The United States economy is on pace to grow at double the rate that was projected by the IMF just last April. In recent decades, it became conventional wisdom in Washington and European capitals that the only way to grow a modern Western economy was through ever-increasing government spending, unchecked mass migration, and endless foreign imports. Virtually all of the so-called experts predicted my plans to end this failed model would trigger a global recession and runaway inflation. But we have proven them wrong. It's actually just the opposite. Under my leadership, U.S. natural gas production is at an all-time high by far. The price of gasoline is now below $2.50 a gallon in many states. Because of my landslide election victory, the United States avoided the catastrophic energy collapse which befell every European nation. The consequences of such destructive policies have been stark, including lower economic growth, lower standards of living, lower birth rates, more socially disruptive migration. That's why issues like energy, trade, immigration, and economic growth must be central concerns to anyone who wants to see a strong and united West. And I'm seeking immediate negotiations to once again discuss the acquisition of Greenland by the United States. All we want from Denmark for national and international security and to keep our very energetic and dangerous potential enemies at bay is this land on which we're going to build the greatest golden dome ever built. They have a choice. You can say yes, and we will be very appreciative, or you can say no, and we will remember. Home ownership has always been a symbol of health and vigor of American society.
I love that. You can say yes or you can say no, and we will remember. Don't mess with Big Daddy. Don't mess with Daddy. Don't faffo. And here is another one. This is Howard Lucknick torching the globalists. Here we go, folks.
The West and the United States of America. It's a okay. We are in Davos at the World Economic Forum. And the Trump administration and myself, we are here to make a very clear point. Globalization has failed the West and the United States of America. It's a failed policy. It is what the WEF has stood for, which is export, offshore, far shore, find the cheapest labor in the world, and the world is a better place for it. The fact is, it has left America behind. It has left the American workers behind. And what we are here to say is that America First is a different model, one that we encourage other countries to consider, which is that our workers come first. We can have policies that impact our workers. Sovereignty is your borders. You're entitled to have borders. You shouldn't offshore your medicine. You shouldn't offshore your semiconductors. You shouldn't offshore your entire industrial base and have it be hollowed out beneath you. You should not be dependent for that which is fundamental to your sovereignty on any other nation. And if you're going to be dependent on someone, it darn well better be your best allies. Okay? And so that is a different way of thinking. It is completely different than the WEF. I viewed the WEF as not a flagpole in the middle, but in fact, they are the flag. Whichever way the wind blew, so it blew. You should have solar, you should have wind. Why are you going to do solar and wind? Why would Europe agree to be net zero in 2030 when they don't make a battery? They don't make a battery. So if they go 2030, they are deciding to be subservient to China, who makes the batteries.
Brilliant. I mean, seriously, this isn't rocket science. How dumb can they be? Because they don't care about their citizens. They're just a bunch of fucking puppets. Here we go. Here we go. This is Trump's response to Cunt Carney from Canada.
Prime Minister yesterday, he wasn't so grateful. But they should be grateful to us. Canada lives because of the United States. Remember that, Mark, the next time you make your statements. We're building a golden dome that's going to, just by its very nature, going to be defending Canada. Canada gets a lot of freebies from us, by the way. They should be grateful also, but they're not. I watched your Prime Minister yesterday, he wasn't so grateful. But they should be grateful to us. Canada lives because of the United States. Remember that, Mark, the next time you make your statements. We're building a golden dome that's going to just...
Folks, I didn't realize that the United States funds like millions and millions, hundreds of millions of dollars to Canada. So I love all the Canadian people. I love you all. And I have a lot of people from Canada, but I didn't realize how a lot of our money is funding you guys over there. So that's why he's giving it to Carney. That's why he's giving it to Carney. Look at all these people kissing his ass. Carney's days are numbered. I did a read about Carney months ago. His days are numbered. He's not going to be there. And then you have Alberta. Alberta is voting to secede from Ottawa, and they want to become a part of the U.S. And there I did a video. I did a video. I actually saw a video this past week where like people were lining up in Alberta for hours, hundreds of thousands of people to sign the petition to secede from Canada in Alberta. Now, the people that don't know Canada, okay, I'm in the midst of a divorce from a Canadian. Canada is a beautiful country, beautiful people. But the Alberta is kind of like the Texas of Canada. They're all very conservative cowboys. They're all about all the farmers are there, all the ranchers, they have the rodeo, and they're all about oil. They're all about oil. So Alberta is like, just think of Alberta, which is a province, as the Texas of Canada. And they are done with the libtard, with the communist government in Ottawa. So they are voting to secede. And it looks like, it really looks like it's going to, it's going to happen. We'll see. But it looks pretty good. I mean, there's like I said, hundreds of thousands of people signed up.
Of the revenues. So the oil companies said, we can't do it. They came to see me. Is there anything you can do? I want Europe to do great. I want UK to do great. Sitting on one of the greatest energy sources in the world, and they don't use it. In fact, their electricity prices have soared 139%. There are windmills all over Europe. There are windmills all over the place, and they are losers. One thing I've noticed is that the more windmills a country has, the more money that country loses and the worse that country is doing. China makes almost all of the windmills, and yet I haven't been able to find any wind farms in China. Did you ever think of that? It's a good way of looking at it. They're smart. China is very smart. They make them, they sell them for a fortune.
Up.
Okay.
We are in Davos.
Kind of makes you think, huh? Why is it that China makes all the windmills, but they don't have any in their country? Here we go. And
You've
another
driven up
Trump.
housing prices by purchasing hundreds of thousands of single-family homes, and it's been a great investment for them. Often as much as 10% of houses on the market. You know, the crazy thing is a person can't get depreciation on a house. But when a corporation buys it, they get depreciation. Okay, that's something we're going to have to think about, too. I don't know if too many people think about that. You buy a corporation, they buy 500 houses. They buy hundreds of thousands. They buy 500 houses. They can take depreciation. A person sweats and works and buys one house, they can't. But homes are built for people, not for corporations. And America will not become a nation of renters. We're not going to do that. That's why I have signed an executive order banning large institutions.
And it looks like that executive order is going to work and it's going to happen. I
the world.
love it, folks. Whoops. We already did that. Here we go. Okay, here we go. And he's talking about, and now we're going to do a read, the last couple of reads for the night. I'm going to go through my videos and I'm going to do a read on we know that the Insurrection Act is imminent, but I want to know how imminent. You know, the cards are not the best with timing. There is no timing on the other side, but I'm going to do an updated on the Insurrection Act. And I pulled up a comment about this Board of Peace, this global Board of Peace that Trump started up. This pretty much people are saying that this is the start of Nasara or Jasara. So let's do this video. I'm going to do the rest of my Davos videos, and then we're going to do a couple of reads to end the show. Here we go.
We want to work with them. We're not looking to destroy them. With that, I don't know, it was so because she was so aggressive. And I realized in that conversation that the United States is keeping the whole world afloat. Many places, I could give you 6, 7 places just in the people in this little area. I know every one of them. They're looking down. They don't want to see me, and they don't want to stare me in the eyes. But they're taking advantage of, everybody took advantage of the United States. But I've been very fair, and I gave them a tariff, and it was fine. But I realized that without us, it's not Switzerland anymore. Without us, it's not any of the countries that are represented here. And we want to work with the countries. We want to work with them. We're not looking to destroy them. With that, I don't know, it was so, because she was so aggressive. And
here's Trump, more Trump. Trump banging down the hammer, dropping the hammer at Davos. All right, let me get rid of that. Let's see. Oh, the wind people, stupid people. China is smart. They make windmills. Sell them for a fortune. We already did that. People in Davos rushing in to see Trump. People rushing in to see Trump. And this is Trump coming in and getting a standing ovation. Gotta love it. There's Trump. Okay, so I'm going to do this, and then we're going to do one of the second to last polls of the night. Here we go. Trump just publicly withdrew Canada's invitation to the Board of Peace after Mark Carney, the cunt, criticized him at Davos. I like my alliteration. You notice when I insult people, I like my alliteration. Like if your name Don, Dicklet, Don, the douchebag, dickhead, lemon. Carney, the cunt. I like my alliteration with my insults. All right, here we go. Dear Prime Minister Carney, please let this letter serve to represent that the Board of Peace is withdrawing its invitation to you regarding Canada's joining. That will be the most prestigious board of all leaders ever assembled at this time. Thank you for this attention to this matter. P.S. Go fuck yourself. No, I added that last. P.S. You faffled, Carney. And you fucked around, you fucked off, and you found out. You fucked around and you found out. Trump, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their woman. And here we go, the Board of Peace.
The official formation of what is known as the Board of Peace.
Who's in? No, not you, Seamus. Ah, poo.
All right, folks. So let's ask about this Board of Peace. Is that's what it's called? I want to make sure I word it right. The Board of Peace, right? Okay, let's see. Board of Peace. All right. Is the Board of Peace exactly what everyone says is? Is it the beginning of Jasara? Jasara, is it the beginning of it? Let's ask. Okay, and we're going to use my golden trump cards. Here we go. Holy God, in the name of Yeshua, regarding the new Board of Peace in which Trump just set up, there have been rumors flying around alternative media, all going viral online, that this Board of Peace is actually the beginning of Jasara. Is this true? Is the yes or no question, and anything else that we would want to know that will bring clarity and understanding to this question. What say you, all Holy Spirit of our God and Yeshua the Christ? Wow. Yes, folks, we got the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles and Nasara. We all know that Jasara is all about money, right? It's all about the money and debt forgiveness and money. So yes, folks, Ace of Pentacles, Jasara. The Lover's card means that harmony agreement. That means that all these people that are part of this board are going to be part of Jasara. The World card. The World card is completion and leveling up. This means that we've gone as far as we can go with the current monetary system, with the current cabal system, and it looks like we're leveling up. Yes, folks. This is a strategic plan. All right. And there's our money for Jasara. So yes, folks. Woo! We asked, is this board of peace the beginning of Jasara? You couldn't get a more specific answer than that. And that's the best answer you could get if you want a yes, because an ace is not only a yes, the pentacle is our money. It's a tangible, physical. It represents money, intangible, physical material, and assets. Woo! I love it. We also got the world card. And they're working on it. Harmony and agreement. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. We're at the home stretch, folks. We are almost there. Almost there. We're at the home stretch. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. What else do we have here? We've done all these people. I'm just making sure I went through all of my video. I love this. I'm sorry. I got to do that again. Oh, sorry. It'd be nice if I didn't share my screen. I still love this. Yeah. All right. What else do we have going on here? We did that. We did that. I think that's it for tonight, right? Let's just ask about, oh, here we go. Talking about the Alberta petition. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Thousands. I don't know if I can make this bigger. Let's see if can I make this bigger? I don't think so. Here we go. Thousands are lining up across Alberta to sign a petition to declare the independence from Canada. All right, folks. So let's ask if let me make me bigger. Let's ask if Alberta, if they're going to get enough signatures, and is Alberta going to secede from Ottawa, from the rest of Canada, to become part of the United States? Let's ask, folks. I would love it. I would love it. Folks, I remember I grew up in Massachusetts. I still live in Massachusetts. I've traveled all around the world. I've lived in Canada because I was married to a Canadian. I'm still technically married to him, but I'm in the midst of a divorce from the dickhead. Anyway, I've spent a lot of time in Canada. Beautiful people, great country, leadership horrible. Okay? So let's ask, folks. Are there Albertans going to get the signatures, all the signatures, and are they going to secede from Ottawa, from Canada, and become independent and sovereign and part of the U.S.? Yes or no? And anything else that will bring clarity and understanding to this question that we should, need, would want to know. What say you, Holy Spirit of God, in the name of Yeshua the Christ? All right. Folks, it's gonna happen. Yep, it's gonna happen, folks. We asked, is Alberta going to get enough signatures? And is the vote going to pass? And are they going to secede from Ottawa, from Canada, from the rest of Canada? Ace of Pentacles. There's your yes. Not only that, Eight of Cups. There's them walking away, seceding from Ottawa, seceding from the west of Canada. Gonna be a big shock and surprise to Carney and the rest of Canada. Trust me, because I know you got a lot of libtards in that country, just like we have in the U.S. But we love our Canadian brothers and sisters. We do, we do. Not only is it going to happen, it's going to happen really, really quick. We got the Eight of Wands, okay? It's going to happen. Six of Swords, yep, from dark to light, rite of passage, and Three of Pentacles. There's harmony and agreement. People are working at it, and it's going to happen. Yes! Hey, congratulations, Alberta. It looks like you're going to be part of the U.S., walking away from your, let's say, communist China CCP-owned country. China owns Canada. And it's going to happen really, really quick. Folks, I just have to take a quick break. All right, I'm going to be back. And in the midst of this break, I have to run to the loo. I'm going to play a quick video. All right, and I'll be back. Okay, folks, everyone knows that I love my skin products. People always compliment me on my face. Well, this is what I use. So this is the information. If anyone is interested in any of the Serona products, the link is underneath in the video. I'm just going to run to the loo. As you know, it's called the bathroom, but I have a lot of UK. I will be back in a few minutes. And we'll finish the show.
This kind of nanotechnology for skincare when I was 20 years old.
Whoops, hold on.
If only I had discovered this kind of nanotechnology for skincare when I was 20 years old. Instead of just recently, I think I might still look exactly the same. The power of nanotechnology with our skin seems to be otherworldly. But it's not. It's just science. Really good science. Introducing Skin by Serona. It's not just any skincare product, it's powered by our revolutionary and proprietary stasis nanotechnology. Thanks to this proprietary technology, every nutrient in skin is a true nano-sized particle. We're talking about nano-sized glutathione, hyaluronic acid, collagen, vitamin B5, and resveratrol. No one has ever put together such a potent and powerful fountain of youth in a bottle like this before. Imagine spraying youth directly onto your face, neck, arms, and hands every single day and watching the clock go backwards. The before and after results are stunning, which often results in even doctors swearing that these results are from surgery, but they are not. It is simply the result of infusing the skin with true nano-sized nutrients, which are depleted day after day, year after year, decade after decade, which inevitably leads to what we call aging. Our skin nano spray delivers these vital nutrients deeper and faster than ever before. And since these nutrients are preserved and protected in stable suspension, using our proprietary stasis technology, it has an impressive 2-year shelf life. So you get all the benefits without the worry of expiration or degradation of vital nutrients, as you experience with other products that are strictly water-based and oftentimes carry other substances that are detrimental to glutathione and the other nano-sized elements, causing them to break down in as little as 30 days after bottling. Unlock the secret to radiant, youthful skin with Serona's Skin Supplement. Spray it on, let it absorb, and watch your skin transform. It's that simple. Now, if you really want to boost the seemingly miraculous effects of the skin spray, you can also use our Skin Plus with the spray. Simply use this silky mask in the shower twice a week by placing a dime-sized amount of product on the fingertips, leave it on the skin for 60 seconds, then rinse, and you're finished. We call it Skin Plus because of the amazing enhancement that it adds to the effects of our skin spray. With highly valuable and rare ingredients, which retail in some European countries for upwards of $1,000 a bottle, it's easy to see why this highly coveted formula is the perfect addition to your Serona skin routine. Say goodbye to skin issues and dull, lackluster, aging skin, and say hello to a luminous, vibrant, youthful glow. Are you ready to revolutionize your skincare routine? Are you ready to make it really quite simple? Try Skin by Sirona today and see the difference our nanotechnology makes. Remember, immaculate skin isn't magic, it's Sirona.
All right, folks, that was perfect timing. Sorry. If you go on for a few hours, you know, you got to use the loo. And I like to say the loo. It sounds so much better than the bathroom. I like the loo. All right, I think we went through everything in my X account. Let me double check. I think the last pull of the night, because I've been on, let's see, how many? Almost 2.5 hours. So I think the last pull of the night will be what we really want to know. Is the Insurrection Act imminent? Is it coming? Let's ask if it's going to come within the next few weeks, because when the Insurrection Act comes, that means that there will be martial law, and maybe we'll start seeing some perp walks. So let's ask, folks. I mean, it seems like Trump going to Davos, starting that board of peace. We know DAVOS is coming. Everything's coming to a head now. We're on the home stretch. We can see the finish line. We're almost there, folks. So I know it's not easy. I know it's hard being patient when we're suffering. We need money. We need med beds. We need everything. We need Nasara Jasara, the QFS, the debt relief, but this is the year. This is the 250th anniversary of the U.S. So this is the year, folks. All right, here we go. And I'm going to use my gold cards since we're talking about Trump. So the last pull of the night, folks. We're going to ask about an update on the Insurrection Act. Is it coming soon? Is it imminent? We already pulled, and I said a couple weeks ago that it's going to be a little while, that he was going to wait a little while, and it turned out I was right. So let's see if it's going to, and you know, as I said before, the tarot is not good with time because there is no time on the other side. Everything's happening in the now. Everything's happening at the same time. So we have to use the timing with a grain of salt, but let's see if it's imminent. All right, Holy God, in the name of Yeshua. Is Trump going to be signing or putting into effect the Insurrection Act very, very soon? Since there is a lot of violence and what's going on in Minnesota and people in the street and all the violence, is Trump going to be signing into effect and putting the insurrection effect in the U.S. very, very soon? Is it imminent? And anything else that will bring clarity and information to clarity and understanding to this question. What say you, Holy Spirit of God, in the name of Yeshua the Christ? Wow. 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 Okay. We didn't get an ace, but we got enough major arcana to show that it is imminent, folks. It is imminent. All right. I don't know how soon, but it's imminent. Okay. First, we got the Six of Pentacles. There's our Jasara. There's our money. There's the money that's coming back to us, QFS, all the monetary system, okay? The money systems. Six of Swords, rite of passage. We got the Temperance card, which means that, yes, it's going to happen because we need balance and moderation. In other words, the United States is crazy now with the violence, the civil unrest, with the protesting, and the deep state players going against the United States citizens. We got the Tower card. That is the deep state. That's our government. So it looks like the deep state in our government. They're going down. We also got the Eight of Swords. This is the American people who are very, very distressed with what's happening, especially the violence on the up. and we're afraid of civil war because it's leaning toward that. They want the civil war. But here's the creme de la creme. This is why I say it's coming, the judgment card. This, folks, yep, the deep state, they fafoed, they fucked around, and now it's the find out part of the fucking around, okay? The deep state and our government, they fucked around, and now it's time to find out. The judgment card, big change. They are being judged, not only the divine judge, but they're going to be, okay, the judgment card is a huge change. It's being at a crossroads and saying, okay, this is what we have a goal, and now we're deciding this goal, and we're going to go full stream ahead at this goal. And the judgment card is an imminent change. It's an awakening. Also, this is a mass awakening. Okay? It's going to be a mass awakening for all the sheeples, and for the deep state, it's a rude awakening. It's a rude awakening. It's the finding out after the fucking around part. So, folks, it's imminent. How soon? I can't really tell. It's not giving me a time frame. Like I said, we got the Ace of Pentacles too. So that's another yes. And there's our money. All right. And here's the deep state. So we asked if the Insurrection Act was on the table and is it going to happen imminently? All right. I didn't get the Eight of Wands. However, we got the Ace. There's a yes. We got the Judgment card. And we got major arcanas to show it is imminent, folks. Woohoo! And actually, we only needed this one, and that was the last card. So, folks, it's imminent. It's imminent. It's going to bring the balance that we need, the peace, and the law and order. It's going to bring back law and order. This is the deep state. They're going down. They're going to have the rug pulled from underneath them. They're done. Their days are numbered. They're done. All right? Complete turmoil. The deep state is going to be in complete turmoil. They're going down. It's going to be a huge wake-up call for the deep state, and it's going to be a mass awakening. It's going to actually be a huge wake-up call for all the sheeples that believed that lamestream media was real and that the Democrats were good. A lot of the sheeples. It's going to be a complete wake-up call for the sheeples. That's the yes, it's going to happen. There's the deep state. And look at rite of passage. There's our money. I love it. So, folks, it's imminent. It's imminent. You know, with what's going on in Minnesota, it can't go on for too much longer. All right? You know, people are starting, ICE is killing people because they have to. I mean, people are getting killed because they have to defend themselves. No fault from the ICE people. No fault from the ICE agents. ICE should be protecting themselves. These people are getting themselves killed because they're being stupid. All right? They've got, they've been very emboldened and brazen because of libtard leaders and, corrupt politicians and corrupt judges that give these people, and, they're all funded too. They all don't work. They all have either they're fat or they have blue or purple hair, and they've got the bull, the bull rings, and they're tattooed, and they're disgusting. And they're very emboldened and brazen, right? They have a lot of bravado because they're paid. They have everything paid for. They're paid better than most people that are working. And because of all the demonic politicians that back them up. But it looks like not anymore. Not anymore. They're going down. All of them are going down. Woohoo! I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, folks, I think I've hit everything on my X account. I did. I went through all of it. As always, I want to say how much I love and appreciate you all. As you know, I'm feeling a lot better, but this past week was awful. It really sucked. I have a lot of personal things going on that struggles with my family, my dad. You guys know what's going on. And I know I'm not the only one, but I'm very, very blessed to have you all. I really am. And I'm very, very blessed to have this channel and to be a part of your life. So I just want to thank you. I have read all the comments. I can't always respond to every single comment because there are so many, but I try to respond, and Paula always hearts them. Again, I haven't been on my Instagram in weeks, so if you sent me a message, I apologize I didn't get back to you. I just want to say how much I love and appreciate you. Thank you for all your love, your comments, and your support, especially when I'm going through a lot of, when I'm going through tough times. I suffer from a lot of anxiety and depression because of, well, I've got a lot of changes and a lot of stress in my life, and it's tough. I'm on my own. And because and as I said before, when you are empathic, when you're intuitive, you're a psychic sponge, and people like us are more prone to anxiety and depression. Oh, Donna Upton, that is very sweet of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you, Donna Upton, and thank you, Spring Madge, for being a member of my channel. I love it. If anyone wants to be a member of my channel, right underneath this video, I should say it's not a video. It will be a video after the live is over, but it's a show now. Right next to my channel name, which is Oracle of Delphi, there's a join button. It's $4.99 a month. I do special reads. I do special videos. You don't have to join if you don't want to, but if you can cancel at any time. All right, folks. Thank you to all for being here. I love and appreciate you all. Thank you so much to my soul crusher, Tammy C. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being on Troll Patrol. TJ, I haven't seen you in forever. Is that you? Oh my God, I haven't seen you in forever, TJ. How are you? I haven't been on Instagram. I haven't been on any of that. So I'm not ignoring you if you sent me anything on Instagram. It's good to see you, TJ. Folks, whether or not you just joined me, if you just subscribed, or you've been with me from the beginning, I love and appreciate you. Folks, we are almost at the finish line. So even if you're having a bad day, if you trip and fall, just get back up, dust yourself off. Okay? Because all the demon rats, all the deep state, they're fafoing. All right? We are almost there. God wins, we win. All right. And on that note, I just want to say I will see you soon. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you soon. Bye, everybody.